I would like to dedicate this talk to my late mother, Evelyn, who believed in me. Hello and thank you for joining me. My name is Marion Burke. I would like to spend some time with you talking about a subject that is very close to my heart. What it means to be a slow learner and how it affects people's lives in so many ways. I decided to talk about this subject because it is very close to my heart. The more people who talk about it, the more understanding that there will be. The shame and confusion will also be reduced. A little history about my early life, being diagnosed as a slow learner when I was an adult. You may have not heard the term slow learner before, so it might be quite useful here to explore what it actually means. The term is often misunderstood, and people who are slow learners are often labelled as lazy, stupid, have no motivation, and usually fall behind very quickly at school without the right level of support. Slow learners are often have excellent memories and rely upon them helping to learn, but it is always going to be a slow process, trying to keep up with the volume of information other people and handle more easily than slow learners. Teachers may not realize that a particular pupil is a slow learner and can't offer the right support because of this. Parents get frustrated because they don't understand why their children are doing so badly at school. Person concerned also gets frustrated and find it difficult to try to learn what's going on for them, because they don't know what's going on either inside. All they know is that they are feeling isolated, frustrated, angry, sad, upset, and alone. Slow learners might also find it hard to open up and talk about their feelings without feeling stupid. It's important to listen carefully without judgment. If it is possible, get a diagnosis as early as you can. It is often quicker to pay for a private diagnosis, as it is there are long waiting public lists. I've been assessed twice. Once when I was at school, I hadn't a clue what was going on with me. I got assessed privately as an adult, where I felt I had more control over what I wanted to find out. Once I had my diagnosis, I felt a mixture of emotions. I felt relieved to finally understand what was going on with me, and I did a lot of research to get a better understanding. This helped me with my self-acceptance. I also felt overwhelmed because finally the past started to make sense for me. I can understand why life and learning has been so challenging for me. Being a slow learner is very stressful for the person concerned. Information may overwhelm them, and there's lots of pressure to keep up with their peers, especially at school and at work. Even in social settings, people around you often don't understand why things are so simple for them and so difficult for you. This can make you feel isolated, disconnected from others. But I don't hold any grudges about this. Now that I understand that being a slow learner actually means, I can understand how and why people react to me in the way that they do. Some people are lovely and some people are very disrespectful and rude. Being a slow learner does not mean that you are stupid and that you're not able to learn. It just means that your learning style is very different from the normal population. Being a slow learner means that you need more time to learn the same amount of information as other people, and this information has to be broken down into lots of smaller pieces and practice often before it sticks. Too much information is overwhelming and frightening for slow learners. They quickly become confused and can't even think straight and at times even withdraw from others or shut down completely. I have a very interesting job in a residential setting, but there are times when I feel like a burden to my colleagues because it takes me so much longer to learn new routines. I know that they are lovely people who will really go out of their way to help me, but I cannot help feeling bad due to my slow processing speed. There's no denying that being a slow learner definitely makes life more challenging, but there's lots of things that you can do to help yourself. You can still achieve wonderful things and have an interesting job with a rich and full life. My achievements. I returned to education at the age of 17 and went in the first year. I did my junior cert at the age of 20. I returned to education at the age of 24. I did my Leaving Cert. It was not a full Leaving Cert. I studied English, basic maths, history and geography. I threw myself into my studies and I loved every single minute of it. I felt studying gave me a wonderful sense of achievement. I worked as a healthcare assistant over 10 years and I did my QQ level 5 in healthcare. I learned to drive a car in my early 30s and driving over 10 years with a full license with my own car. Driving came with lots of practice. I feel uncomfortable driving around big cities, so I stick to my familiar routes instead. To get out of my comfort zone, I use my phone app. I also have done public speaking with Toastmasters. How I cope being a slow learner. I meditate, I use mindfulness, and I do lots of writing. This makes sense, and I make notes for everything to help me to remember. It's a very useful technique. At present, I'm writing a book with my teacher, David. I'm writing from my own experience and how I managed to overcome so many challenges in my life. I want to reach out to parents with children who are slow learners and also slow learners. The more I write, the more I'm learning more about myself. I'm not afraid of hard work. I work very hard in both my professional and my personal life. It is always going to be a challenge, but this is something that I've learned and it does not define me of who I am. I'm working on my own personal development and communication skills, and it is ongoing. I'm also planning to do a lot of research and reading in psychology. The crucial role of psychology. I'm reaching out, I'm getting out of my comfort zone. My goal in the new year is to do public speaking and to become an advocate for slow learners. I was very dismissed so much in my young life. Recommendations. Breaking down information into smaller pieces takes the pressure off and allows slow learners to absorb and understand things at their own pace. If you find a piece of information very complicated, don't panic. Try to resist pressure to observe too much quickly and don't beat yourself up. The first or even the 20th time. It is all right to take your time and make sure to give yourself permission to relax. If you relax, the things will go more smoothly and you will feel better about yourself. The information that will really help. The familiar feeling of frustration that can make you feel depressed, critical about yourself, and even more confused. Like you're never going to learn anything properly. Be kind to yourself. Tell yourself that you will get there. Even with smaller affirmations to help you. For example, small steps. This will be enough to help you to carry on and to never give up. Once the first information is understood, slow learners can then move on to the next piece. and work on understanding and remembering that piece. So until the task is fully completed. Remember to work at your own pace, the pace that works best for you, not for anyone else. If it helps to work at, maybe to make your own notes, write in a way that helps you to understand. Some people don't like writing. Try recording yourself instead. Reward yourself for every achievement, no matter how small. Don't give up. The more you practice, the better you will get. If you do get overwhelmed, simply get up, have a break, come back. Google some spelling difficulties, research information, and check your facts. Don't try to be perfect the first time. Everyone needs time to get things right, even the very clever people who also makes mistakes. There's lots of books on this subject. The one book that I found very helpful is called Bright Kids Who Can't Keep Up. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope that this discussion has helped you, even the most smallest way, to understand what it's like for slow learners. Thank you. Bye-bye.